Day 28, Genesis chapter 46 and 47. Hi and welcome. There are moments in life when progress does not look like promotion. Sometimes it looks like relocation. Sometimes it looks like starting again. And sometimes it looks like going down before you ever rise again. Jacob is old. He is tired. He has buried dreams, buried loved ones, and buried expectations. And now, after years of famine and uncertainty, he is being asked to move again. Egypt is not just another city. Egypt represents the unknown, a foreign system, a place where his past does not give him status. So Jacob does what many of us forget to do when a new year arrives. He stops, he listens, and God speaks. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. This is not just a promise of travel, it is a promise of presence. God does not say, Egypt will be easy. He does not say, nothing will go wrong. He says, I will go with you. You may not fully understand the move you are making this year. You may not like the direction life is taking you, but presence matters more than predictability. When God goes with you, even unfamiliar ground becomes survivable. When Jacob finally arrives in Egypt, something deeply human happens. Joseph, once the boy in a pit, once the prisoner forgotten in a dungeon, does not send a messenger. He does not delegate the reunion. Joseph had his chariot made ready and went to Goshen to meet his father Israel. As soon as Joseph appeared before him, he threw his arms around his father and wept for a long time. Power did not harden Joseph. Success did not distance him. Authority did not make him forget who he was before the palace. Achievement is empty if it makes you emotionally unavailable, and progress is incomplete if it costs you connection. In a world that celebrates grinding, hustling, and moving on, Joseph pauses to feel. He weeps. He embraces. He honors where he came from. Growth does not mean becoming cold. It means becoming anchored. Then comes a very practical, almost political moment. Joseph prepares his family for an audience with Pharaoh, and he gives them strategic advice. When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, "What is your occupation?" you should answer, "Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on." Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians. Joseph is not teaching them to impress Pharaoh. He is teaching them to be honest. Why? Because pretending would place them in an environment that would destroy them. Sometimes favor is not about fitting in. It is about positioning yourself where your difference is protected. Joseph understands the system. He knows Egyptian culture. He also knows his family, and he chooses survival over applause. Not every opportunity is a blessing. Not every open door is safe. Sometimes wisdom says, "Let me stay where I can breathe." Goshen was not the center of Egypt, but it was the place of preservation. Then something quietly powerful happens. Jacob, an old shepherd, a foreigner, a man with no political power, stands before Pharaoh. And instead of begging, instead of flattering, instead of shrinking, we read, "Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from his presence." Jacob does not ask Pharaoh for a blessing, he gives one. This moment flips worldly hierarchy on its head, because spiritual authority does not always match social status. Jacob understands something many forget. You do not need a title to carry significance. You do not need approval to operate in purpose. Never underestimate what you carry simply because of where you stand. You may be in a room with powerful people, but that does not mean you are powerless. We will then shift into a sobering economic reality. The famine intensifies. People begin to trade money for food, then livestock, then land. This passage is uncomfortable, and that is exactly why it matters. Crisis exposes systems. Desperation changes ownership. Hunger rearranges power. Joseph is not cruel, but he is strategic. He preserves the nation, but at a cost. In difficult seasons, those who plan gain leverage. Those who wait too long lose options. The Bible does not hide this reality. It presents it plainly. And then we are told, so Joseph established it as a law that a fifth of the produce belongs to Pharaoh. It was only the land of the priests that did not become Pharaoh's. Even in crisis, some things are preserved, and this should remind us that boundaries matter, values matter, and foresight matters. Planning is not lack of faith, it is stewardship. Saving is not fear, it is wisdom. Understanding systems is not compromise, it is survival. God may lead you into unfamiliar territory, but he does not abandon you there. Sometimes the place called Goshen is where you grow quietly while the world is struggling loudly. And when the season changes, you will still be standing,